And we're live. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Multiverse Show, episode 101, Back to Basics. The group is back together after a month and a half of being gone.
Help! We've been trapped here for a month. He's keeping us here. Send help.
We are going to get started tonight. We got to do some intros to get you guys back up to speed. We're treating this kind of episode 101 kind of like a... not a reboot per se, but a good jumping on point. Those of you guys who have did not watch our 100 other episodes, over almost 100 hours worth of content there. So we're going to kind of do our brief intros for a little bit. We're going to get people kind of back up to speed. So we're going to do a little slightly longer intros. But first off, we're going to start with the Titan of Texas, the voice of the people, Fame Entertainment.
Hajimamaste. Watashi wa Fame desu. What's going on, people? Fame Entertainment here from TickGamesNetwork.com, and I have channeled my inner Ivan today, my inner Anchor. I have fell in love with Fallout. It's good to be back. Got a great show for you guys, and let's go, yeah, buddy.
All right, so next up we have the Chief of Achievements, the one true King of the North, Undead 3XVI, a.k.a. Nick.
What's up? I woke up 15 minutes ago. Let's go.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, and we have the former Soundmaster General, the Caesar of Cinema, Mr. James Wilson.
Hello, everybody. It's nearly my 22nd birthday, and actually 1 year to the day since I moved to my new flat. So there's something to celebrate.
Oh, yeah? Oh, congratulations.
Nice.
Yeah.
1 year anniversary. All right, and we have the Dawn of Deletion, the infamous Mike Peter Truth.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Multiverse Show. Back and better than ever. It feels great to be back with my esteemed compeers. We have a great show planned for you guys tonight, so let's get it started.
And next, the White Wolf, the Sultan of Syntax.
Hey, everybody. Good to be back. We have been gone way too long. It's been busy over on Tick Games Network, writing, reviews, news, and we have a ton of more stuff coming as the fall rush is nearly upon us. So sit back, relax, and just let us talk away your woes. Or not.
I like the fact that I didn't even say your name and you just knew what I was referring to.
What
I just made up Sultan of
Syntax.
I just said Sultan of Syntax on the fly, and you just said I know who that is.
Well, also because there was no one left to introduce.
Well, I could introduce myself.
Yeah, okay.
Sure. All right, so we're going to kind of get things started here. All right, it's been a month and a half. We took a little break. For those of you that don't remember, what we used to do back in the day, and I know James and Nick remember this, we used to actually take breaks. We used to do we'd do 13 episodes and then take a break for a month and then pick it up again. And we hadn't done that in so long. I think we went on a 50 episode binge. We went for quite a while. We do need a break on occasion. I think everybody needs a break on occasion. So, but now everyone's back and we're rested and we're ready to roll.
I'm sorry. Fame is just distracting the ever-living hell out of me in this hangout right now.
I thought he had some business to handle.
No, this mask is the most distracting thing I've ever seen in a podcast in history.
It's like if Anonymous tried to go a different route and it just really isn't working.
You know what it reminds me of? You guys ever seen that one horror movie, Who's Next, where they walk around in the lamb masks?
I love that film.
Imagine a horror movie with everybody just wearing Fallout masks.
So out under here. Hey, Anchor, I have another one somewhere. I can send it to you.
Oh, baby, yeah, give me that. I need some stuff from my Fallout shelf.
Put one on the front of your face and one on the back of your head.
I gotta find where I put the other one. It's somewhere around here because I ended up grabbing two.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you gotta give me that. I got my little Fallout shelf here. I'll show you guys in a minute. It
was dope because Todd Howard was like, I need everybody to put their mask on so I can take a picture. So it was like, shoot, on it. It was dope.
All right, hold up. I'm gonna show you guys my Fallout shelf.
Okay.
All right. So, can you guys see what I'm talking about?
Yep.
I see
That's
Star
not from Fallout.
I'm working on it. Okay. It's kind of weird like this. See, I got a couple gaming stuff. All right. There you go. Got my little Pip-Boy mug. Got pint glasses. Got another pint glass. I got a couple little Fallout deals. I got 2 sets of these holiday ornaments from Brandon Murphy, and I have this little thing. I also have a bottle cap opener and a couple other things too. But yeah, I have a lot of Fallout stuff.
Nice.
But that's actually not all of it.
In saying that, I'm going to bring up a question. So we saw the little Cuphead, yeah? What's in Cuphead's Cuphead?
Milk.
Like what? Like there's a liquid in it, but what is it?
His creamy life
milk.
essence.
Man, this show is supposed to be PG-13.
Hey, technically in the English language, that is still PG-13. That is open to your interpretation.
Hey, Anchor. I found it.
You found it.
Oh god, that's terrifying.
Oh god. Oh god.
So do we
in the
have to call it
wasteland, you may experience mutations.
So I'll find a way to wrap it up somehow, and we'll get in the DMs, and I'll find a way to send it to you.
All right, dope. Oh, by the way, so that's actually a really good segue into a good topic. So you actually went to QuakeCon fame, and you got the ground floor. You got to see what's going on with Fallout 76. What are your impressions? Because getting you on board is kind of surprising.
Yeah, as you know, I've been like the biggest whatever Fallout person. Like I was like, yeah, okay, Fallout, cool beans. But I'm not gonna lie, like the whole way the system is set up and what they're doing to combat people being jerks. I don't know if it was because being in the presence of Todd Howard, like standing next to him, and like I don't know if that's what it was on the game, but I'm definitely like all in on Fallout 76. Like from what we've seen, it looks super dope. I love the card system. I love being able to stack. I love how some things don't activate, like PvP don't activate to level 5, and so a bunch of things about the game that really like. I guess hearing details and actually seeing it like made me really excited about playing the game. So between that and Doom Eternal, like I lost my mind at QuakeCon. Like it was a hell of a time, honestly. But I'm all in on Fallout 76 now. It is a day one purchase now.
The part that made me say like, "Wow, this is serious stuff," was when you were telling us about how they handle player killing. Yeah. So for example, when it comes to player killing, games handle that very differently. Like Sea of Thieves does nothing. There's no penalty. There's no incentive. Well, there's no incentive other than to steal people's stuff. But I mean, that's kind of it. Really, though, what I find like we used to play way back when. Those we used to beta test for the Division, and when we go into the Dark Zone. Basically, if you started killing people, you had a rogue status, and it basically plugged you so people knew where you were close by, and you had to kind of wait it out so you could kind of disappear off the map a little bit. But there wasn't... I don't recall people being rewarded for killing you. And I don't remember... Yeah, it was just like, oh, you got rid of the rogue. Okay, good job. But that was kind of it. But what you told us about this was really interesting, dude. So what's the situation? How are they going to handle this differently?
So this is what happens. So once you get level 5, you get into it turns PvP for you, right? So before then, you get time to be on your own, do your thing. Level 5 hits, it goes to PvP. So what happens is people are able to come up and like shoot you, which initiates kind of like Borderlands, where you can hit someone. If they hit you back, then you duel. That's pretty much what they're doing. They can shoot you, and it does a very, very small amount of damage. So if you shoot them back, let's let you know, hey, I want to duel. Let's go until one of us is dead. But let's say someone you don't want to duel them, you don't want to fight them, but they're constantly just shooting at you, doing enough damage to take you out. Well, they do that enough times, they go into a bit of a rogue status, a wanted status. And what happens is, when that happens, that person is marked on the screen for every other person in that I guess server to see. Everyone can see that person, but they can't see anyone else on the map. So that person is targeted. And so when you go to kill them, well, they have a bounty on their head. So when you go to kill them, the bounty on that person comes out of the money that they have in game. So if you want to be a jerk, that's fine. But just know everyone's coming after you, and they can come after you as many times as they want. Eventually, the people are going to get you eventually. And when they do, you're losing money, you're losing funds. So it's kind of a deterrent for people. I know people are still going to do it, but it's going to be a deterrent for some people who, hey, I'm trying to save up, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. They won't be able to if they're constantly going wanted and have everyone coming after them. Because once you do it, there's nowhere to hide. You're going to be wanted until you die.
So to paraphrase Gloria Estefan, the players are going to get you.
Yes. And from my knowledge, even if you turn game off and go back in, you're still wanted.
Wow. And what makes you stop being wanted?
You can't run.
You're no longer not wanted until you die.
Okay, wow. Interesting. That's going to be very interesting to see how that works out. Player psychology in MMOs or MMO type games is always fascinating to watch months and years after the game comes out. So I'm curious how that's going to work out, but it sounds promising at the very least.
I love it. I mean, because some people will want to duel you and go back and forth, but some people just don't want to be bothered, and it deters people from doing that because, I mean, how high do you want that bounty to go up? I mean, unless you just have a ridiculously amount of funds, and it's interesting to know, how much the bounties are going to be and how high it goes up. Does it go up to a quarter of your funds, half your funds? How does it work? But they're really, and I mean, to quote Todd Howard, they don't deter the assholes from being assholes.
Yeah. So I got a question about how that works. So let's say you keep shooting somebody, pop, 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 pop. They don't want to fight back. You do enough damage to kill them. Mm-hmm. Is there any benefit for the person that's doing the griefing? Like, is it a risk reward type of thing?
Not that I'm aware of. Not that I heard. To me, it's all a negative. But what you get out of it is that you were able to kill someone. Congratulations.
Oh, okay.
You don't get any type of funds out of it. You don't get anything of the sort. All you get is, okay, everybody, come try to find me. Well, come get me, because they can find you easily because you're going to glow on the map for everybody to see.
And let me ask you a question about just wandering around the map. Like, is it almost heaven, West Virginia? The Blue Ridge Mountains, the Shenandoah River.
From what we got to see, it looks blue.
Is life old there, older than the breeze? Is it younger than the mountain? Blowing with the trees?
Somebody do the instrumental for him.
No, you know what killed me about it was whenever they actually started showing that in at E3. I watched Kingsman 2 like 2 days afterwards.
Yeah.
And they play Country Roads so many times in that movie.
Oh, no. You don't know this. So there's this whole thing. In the past year and a half, songs by John Denver, in Annie Song and Country Roads, has been in 9 films.
Yeah. It's
9.
crazy, dude.
It's really weird. It's just this weird coincidence. It just keeps popping up in these unconnected films. It was in Logan Lucky, which is in West Virginia. The Kingsman, as you mentioned, Free Fire, and a couple others. And then when it turned up in Fallout, I thought it was in reference to this weird phenomenon. Also, is everyone else a bit annoyed that they're not using the original John Denver version?
No. I am told. I love the new version. I love because if I remember correctly, I was reading that they said that they got a bunch of guys they got like a street band from New York to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just picked a random band off the street, literally. And they
I
said,
didn't know that.
We're going to record.
I know that they're giving the proceeds away to charity, which is awesome. Well done, them.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, mate. What if the conspiracy is really Bethesda's been bankrolling the John Denver thing for years to get you primed for it, to get you mentally ready.
Maybe.
And it's all these movies. You're gonna watch them. And you're gonna be like, Fallout's coming, November.
Well, it would only really work if it had been in 76 different pieces of media over the past 2 years.
That'd be pushing it. People would have picked up on the trend. People would have said it's weird. Like we picked it up on like 7. 70. Wait, there were 7, weren't they? 76.
This is how the Illuminati memes start, mate.
It's gonna get started. Oh yeah, so Fame, you got to meet Todd Howard. Isn't he short?
Dude, I did not expect that guy to be so little.
I know, right?
Wait, what is it? Wait, no, wait a second. So we have to establish for people who are listening, we're all really tall. I'm the shortest person here, and I'm 6'1".
Nope, that's me. I'm 6. I'm 6 even.
Haha.
6 even? All right.
6
foot and over class. 6 foot and over podcast.
Does that mean we refer to him as Lil Fame now?
Little Fame. No, we're just gonna now it needs to be a bunch of Robin Hood memes. We're gonna put it like Little Fame. Oh God. Yeah, dude, but he is really short.
Yeah, he's
like, I took a picture with him and I had to like lean down and like put the camera up way high just so we could both be in the frame.
But just his aura and the way people like anticipate him being around, like the feeling in the I guess the sitting area waiting for that panel, like you can feel everyone just like ready, geeked up, like for him to come out. It was amazing, dude.
See, I don't know anyone just quite like the dude. I guess Kojima probably comes closest, where like there's just cult of personality around him. Where like, honestly, if you were to like to take away all the mystique behind the person, like behind like Kojima and Todd Howard, like just normal people. It's just something about them when they're in the room. It's just like, oh my God. Like you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're saying. You're just like, oh man, I'm just excited. It's amazing. I love it. So,
speaking of massive online games, what the hell's happened to No Man's Sky?
It's back, baby.
It's back. This has to be one of the best turnarounds I think I've ever seen in gaming, honestly.
Figures it had to be Xbox to save No Man's Sky.
Yeah, I know.
Just dumped on it.
Be careful.
Well, don't you think it's bizarre that the less we've seen of Sean Murray, the better the game has been?
Ooh. Wait, has Sean Murray in a good game been in the same room at the same time?
He was on Inside Xbox, so the odds are good.
So maybe he's actually a better developer than a hype man.
Maybe. Maybe I was about to try to do a steamed hams meme and then I couldn't get it working. Maybe if I could pass this game off as my own, delightfully devilish Sean.
Oh man,
I don't know where I was going with that.
You were totally right though. No Man's Sky has taken off. Like
it really has. If No Man's Sky launched in the state that it's in now, nobody would have had any problems with it.
Well, this is further proof that the game was launched too early. That it's absolutely the fault of Sony.
Absolutely,
because nearly everything that Sean Murray said in the lead up to the game is in it now.
Mm-hmm.
So he did so.
Pretty much.
Okay. Well, the multiplayer's in, the base building's in, all the major stuff.
Yeah. But my thing is with it, it's more. It doesn't feel like, I don't know. It doesn't feel so robust as you think it would be. It feels like it's like, all right, check box.
Well, this is the problem.
Freighter. Here's your freighter. You get one freighter. Leave me alone.
The whole major problem with the people reacting to this game is. Everyone had the same response when it came out. It wasn't the game that they thought it was going to be. Which, fair enough, you can believe that. But at the end of the day, it's the game that it is. You can't. We all work in games media. We can't review games that don't exist. We have to review the game as it is, and the game as it is right now is great.
How dare you assume I can't do it? I can review Shenmue 3. I'm gonna do it right now.
Delayed.
Speaking of which,
never coming out.
please do not forget that tomorrow on Xbox and PS4, I believe PC also, the remastered versions of Shenmue 1 and 2 release. If you have not experienced these games, I strongly encourage you to do so.
If you want to look after if you want to look after a small cat in a shoebox with unbelievable and boring realism, this is the game for you.
Speaking of someone who has not played Shenmue or Yakuza yet, would you guys agree that Shenmue is not going to look to have aged well in a post-Yakuza gaming landscape?
Oh, it's going to be terrible. I'm trying to tell people.
No, it's not going to age well at all. It hasn't aged well at all.
I also don't think it's fair to compare Yakuza to Shenmue.
Okay, well, I'm simply repeating, asking questions based off of what I've heard. I'm just curious.
That's like comparing the original Elite with the BBC microcomputer to GTA 5.
I mean, look, Shenmue. I mean, I've gone on record numerous times saying that Shenmue is my favorite game of all time. I still stand by that. I also know that when you judge it based on modern standards, it's not really going to hold up in a lot of ways, especially technically. But a lot of things that we kind of take for granted today in video games kind of were inspired by Shenmue. In a lot of ways, it really was the first open world type of game.
Wasn't it the first game to have QTEs as well?
And it was the first game that had QTEs.
Oh, good. So we can blame every Telltale game on Shenmue. Good. I needed something to blame.
We needed a scapegoat.
Well, Ivan, we're game sharing, and I have it pre-downloaded, so I fully expect you to play it.
Throw it right in the bushes. Anchor doesn't play anything besides Sea of Thieves. I don't know what you're talking about.
I gotta say something though. All right, so after the show we did for episode 100, I was like, all right, Resident Evil 7 got to number 3 on this list. I'm gonna play Resident Evil 7.
Oh no, here we go.
Oh boy.
Don't.
You guys have garbage taste.
Dude, what is wrong with you?
What?
It is not nearly as good as what you're saying it is.
Oh my god.
Yes, it is.
I need to know what you don't like about it.
It is an undisputed fact. Alien Isolation is a better game.
What? No. No.
Nah. Being hunted by an alien is way more terrifying than Jack.
Dude.
Okay.
Sorry, James. You go ahead. By all means, take it away.
Okay. First of all, I want to say Alien Isolation is great.
Yes.
That is not the discussion here, and I am annoyed that I forgot about it, and it should have been included on our Games of the Generation at least discussion. That aside, Resi 7 is amazing, and you're an idiot. No, okay. So in terms of design, it's the smallest area that's ever been in any of the Resi games. It's way smaller than the Spencer Mansion is way smaller than any of the police stations. It's such a detailed environment, and it's terrifying.
James.
What?
I haven't played the other ones.
So
comparing it to the other ones means nothing.
But you didn't let me finish my point.
Hold on, Anchor. Hold on, James. We'll disable this topic before it even gets rolling. Anchor, name your 4 favorite games that you are playing right now.
Favorite games I'm playing right now?
Yes.
How do I say 4 favorite games I'm playing right now? I'm only playing 4 games.
Exactly. Topic over. Let's move on.
I say 4 favorite I'm playing right now.
I have one more question on this Resident Evil 7 nonsense. How far have you made it?
Far enough.
What? No.
What is far enough?
Spoilers be darned. The game is
in terms of boss fights. How many boss fights have you done?
We all know the answer to this.
Oh, good.
Oh, come on.
It's that's the whole thing with you don't have to play the whole game if it's a bad game.
Oh my god, here we go.
Dude,
no, yes you do.
That discussion doesn't apply when that game can be beaten in under 4 hours easily.
3 hours.
3 hours, thank you. There's even an achievement for it, right? I'm pretty sure there is.
I know, I've got it.
Exactly. So it's like even on your earliest first playthrough, it's not going to take
Gone
you more
Home's
than
still a bad game. You could beat it in 45 seconds. Doesn't matter how quick you can beat it. It doesn't make it any better.
But you should have at least played more of it to be able to discuss it properly.
What a bad comparison. Gone Home, really? It's like you're comparing
Gone Home's like Resident Evil 7.
They're comparing one of the worst games ever.
Actually, wait, that would be a really cool mashup, wouldn't it?
No.
It's literally the same plot. You go to a house. There's a bunch of doctors.
It's not.
Okay.
There's audio logs.
Is this Anchor? Is this the Philip guy from IGN?
There's no audio logs in Resi 7.
I think all the seawater has gotten to your brain, maybe. Like,
I think all the water textures have floated into his mind.
Nah, dude. Speaking of water textures.
Oh.
Are you going to play the Resi 2 remake?
No.
What?
That I think will be more. That I think will be more your speed.
But there's no chickens to catch.
No, so
Sorry, are you talking about Zelda right now?
No,
because Zelda's a good game.
I know.
Also,
also, when you said you don't have to finish a bad game, I'm sorry, you have to finish a bad movie to say that it's a bad movie. Of course, you have to finish bad games. Who are you?
But what is your name?
Philip Musian.
All right, yeah, we got to talk about this dude. Just because it's been like the worst possible scenario I've ever seen for a plagiarism situation. All right, for those of you that don't know, over the little break, IGN Editor, who was their Nintendo editor, got caught plagiarizing someone else's YouTube video for his review of Dead Cells. That's boring. Everyone knows what happened there. It's blatant. It's obvious. Life goes on. He gets caught a couple hours later, about maybe a day, a little less than a day after he got caught. IGN fires him. They get rid of him entirely. Then this dude made arguably one of the worst YouTube apologies I have ever seen. It's right up there with T. Martin.
Well, here's the thing, mate. It's not an apology because he didn't apologize.
I know, right?
He did.
If you didn't listen to a word he said, you'd say, "Oh, he looks sincere. He apologized." He actually never apologizes for anything.
No,
the only thing he apologized for was, "I'm sorry that IGN's getting all this hate and stuff." And then he basically takes credit for Boomstick getting all the attention. It's like, "I'm glad that you could profit off of my name and the situation, that some good came of it." Like, he doesn't actually apologize for what he did. And then, not only that, throws down the gauntlet after Jason Schreier and other people start pointing out, like, "Dude, this dude doesn't seem legitimate." Then he throws down the gauntlet and says, "I dare you guys to find any more examples of these plagiarizing," and they did.
Damn, dude, plagiarized his freaking resume, for God's sake.
Like, how deep does it go with this dude?
Is he not really a person? Like, did his mom copy and paste him into existence? Like,
nah, he's Daniel Day-Lewis in disguise for a new role.
No, here's the thing that gets me though, and this was very smart on IGN's part for moving so quickly, and so everyone's now focusing on this editor, and they have completely scapegoated. But now I'm very concerned because IGN didn't pick up on any of this until now.
But nobody did. It's not.
They hired him
either.
They hired the dude like that. Like, if it was like one instance or maybe even two, I'd be like, all right, things slipped through the cracks. IGN just did when it came to their attention, they did what they had to do. But the fact this dude was like repeatedly have had evidence of like plagiarism for years is just, and the fact that IGN didn't pick up on any of it.
Yeah, but you also have to look at too. He stole from various smaller sites. He always stole from smaller sources. It's not like with the 800 plus gaming media sites that are out there in varying sizes. It's not like you can back check any of those unless the actual like Google or WordPress.
That's not my concern. It's a judgment of character situation.
He was a YouTuber. That tells you his character right off the hop. He didn't have any.
Hey, all I'm saying is it's time to fight because IGN has stolen 2 of my tweets in the past month. So I think that's what we really should be mad about. It's time to fight. I am pissed. I need money. I need compensation for them stealing my tweets.
As an aside to this whole situation, it was pretty funny. This is one of the funnier autocorrect fails I've ever seen. I got a good laugh at it. Demi was tweeting about the situation, and it autocorrected Philip Meeson to Philip Mucinex. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I think it's a bad situation for all involved. I feel like IGN dealt with it in a very professional and the best way they could have done. They are at fault, but not. I don't think as much as some people are painting them as, like, you know, the architects of his failure or whatever, or something like that. I think he's just a naive idiot who, frankly, got away with this for way too long.
The best comment that came from that was IGN's one editor, Dan Stapleton, when he came back from vacation and said, "I haven't seen an apology that bad since Kevin Spacey."
No, mine was the worst apology I've ever seen was the T. Martin apology.
Oh God, yeah,
that was terrible.
Where like T. Martin was so bad about it, like what he pulled out his dog to try and get sympathy points. But you know it's bad when you pull out the dog.
Did you guys see when? So do you guys know Simon Miller from What Culture? The wrestling guy.
Yes, he's the guy that smacks his head and goes, "Here's why."
That's the why. Here's why. Yeah. He was a video gamer, a UK based gaming media place, and he had this character called the Miller Report, and he had this character called Millbob as well, who was a jumped up YouTuber. And in response to the T. Martin apology, he posted 3 series of videos of this character doing a fake apology, holding like a large stuffed bear. and apologizing for getting caught, and then advertising his new gaming site. Yeah, called Millbob Gaming, like he wasn't even trying to hide it. But Philip Mucian is an idiot, and we should all move on.
Agreed,
guys, real quick. We're about halfway through the show. For all you guys in the chat tuning in, I do have a Steam code for the first 3 Bard's Tale games remastered that was donated to us by Cigar Goyle. Some of you might know him as Rye Smoke on Xbox Live. He's a friend of the show, friend of all of us for a little bit now. So stick around to the end of the episode, and I might post that, and I will post that into the chat for you guys to have. First come, first serve.
I will. I will.
Yeah, hold up. Let me pull up Steam right quick there, Mike.
All right, so I want to talk about something just because it's been a month, and I do want to talk about Sea of Thieves for a little bit.
Oh,
hold on, let me get my pillow and my blanket.
Shut up. No, so Sea of Thieves. Well, I wanted to mention this earlier too. The people who used to play Sea of Thieves all the time, you know what they're playing now? No Man's Sky. And it's crazy because it's basically the same kind of scenario, except Rare didn't promise things that weren't in the game day one. So that's the
they just promised a good game, which they didn't deliver.
It was fun. No, it's a damn good game. Don't you insinuate that, me, James?
What do you do? What do you do other than sail, shoot, and steal?
This sounds like the basic gameplay loop for every other game.
I was going to say, James, like, it's not my favorite game, but that's you don't want to go that route with him. He'll tear it apart.
I will tear it apart. Like, it's called the gameplay loop. It's called let's see. Fallout 4 is designed for explore, kill, loot. sail, kill, loot. You basically walked into it.
That's a very simplistic view. That's not the whole point of the game, though. I mean, yeah, sail, kill, loot, dig up treasure. That's like your foundation that gives you a reason for what you're doing in the world. But what the game is really about is creating your own journey, I guess you could say, on the way. That's what the game is about.
Okay, you guys know
I'll tell you a brief story. No, you're not kidding. we need the stereotypical British villain. I mean, Australian villain.
Thank you.
So, I'll tell you a story. Shout out to Nutmeg who's watching. This happened when she and I were playing. We were playing on a sloop, and we're playing over in the Ancient Isles. So we're down south by Plunder Outpost. We've been doing merchant missions for a bit. We had a couple snakes, a couple chickens, a couple gunpowder barrels. We were gonna go turn it on this thing. It was a good, decent mission. It was maybe 3,000-4,000 gold out of it, worthwhile. We're going over there, and so we figure it's late at night, and we're kind of like, all right, we're gonna kind of sail around here for a little bit. We got to go turn this stuff in over at Plunder Outpost. So, actually, no, this was Ancient Spire. It was an Ancient Spire, and so we're going over to Ancient Spire, and I see another ship nearby. And I'm like, all right. We're going to park this on the southern beach, like right behind, those of you that know what I'm talking about. You know, the back wall there, like if you walk through the trees.
Of all the people to use sailing terminology, I expect anchor to say, not to say park.
Don't get on me like this. When I want to play, we'll go there. So what happens is we drop the ship off. We're like, all right, we're going to sneak around the back end there, go behind the buildings, and turn in our stuff. So while we're going there, we park. We leave the snakes on there. So we notice the other crew's over there by the dock, and they're trying to turn in some gold. But we're like over there. We're like, oh, snap. So we're running over there. We're trying to turn in all of our stuff to the merchant. So we're bunny hopping, trying to get over there to turn in our stuff, and they're trying to kill us, and because they don't want us to steal their gold. So we go over and we drop off our stakes on the island there, and we kind of hide them for a little bit. And so they're coming to our ship and trying to kill us, and we kill them. We go back and forth a little bit, and so after we turn in all of our stuff, we notice that's when they started to try to go turn in their chests. And they went to the wrong They went to the merchants to turn in the gold chest that was supposed to be over to the gold hoarders. And so they kept dropping the chests off there. And so we would run over there and grab the chest and turn it into the gold hoarders and take their gold. And what made it even funnier was that we ended up sinking their ship. And so, no, this time they got away, and then we came back and we noticed them at another island, and so we rolled up on them. We destroyed them. They were in a brigantine. There was 3 of them, 3 on 2. We beat them. And not only that, but we saw them spawn kind of close by. And so they were waiting to ambush us over at the point. So we sail back around, switch out our entire loadout so we look like an entirely different ship, and keep sailing, and they look at us and they're like, nah, that's a different ship. And they go and they go back to the outpost as we're sailing away. And it is a total blast in the player interactions by keeping the base core gameplay so simple. You open it up to divergent gameplay, and it is so much fun when you're playing and there's other people involved. And I think alliances are another good thing that they've added to it that makes it even more fun, because even though alliances actually give you, I'll briefly go into this and I'll let you guys talk for a little bit. They added alliances, so now you can partner up with other ships, and when you partner up, everyone gets marked on the map so you see where all the other allied ships are. And so when you're playing, what makes it so fun is that when you're doing the skeleton ships, and you're doing the current event for Cursed Sails right now, the alliance is basically just until the end, until you beat the last ship, because as soon as that happens, everyone's gone. It doesn't matter who is in what alliance, they're blowing you apart. Like, even though everyone, like, if let's say James is on a ship and I'm on a different ship, if he has a bunch of, let's say he has like a 500 gold chest, he turns it in, he gets 500 gold, I get 250 because he turned it in. But it's so ruthless how their people will kill you for your stuff just so they get the full 500. And then it is, the alliance is only in name. That's it. But that's what makes the game so much fun. It's just dealing with other players and watching how things fall apart and how paranoid people can be. So that's my soapbox.
Well, one of the things that I like about Sea of Thieves that I appreciate is that it's the kind of game where you can pick it up at any time. And what I mean by that is, like, take myself. I hadn't played in a few months. Like the other day when I played with Anchor was the first time, and Sam and Nutmeg, who's in the chat, was the first time that I played it in a while. And because there's no stats to your gear or anything like that, everything's cosmetic. You could take a little bit of a break, but when you jump back into it, you don't feel like you're left behind. Like, say, Destiny, for example. If you take like 3, 4, 5 months of playing Destiny and you try to get back into it, it's going to be totally different. And you're going to feel like you're under-leveled, like you're not really part of it anymore. You know what I mean? But with Sea of Thieves, you don't really have that concern because there is no levels. There is no stats. So you don't have to feel like you're underpowered or anything like that. So that's one of the things that I appreciate about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. That's been my biggest issue with Destiny 2, honestly. Is just the fact that if you fall off for a week, that all of a sudden everybody is way ahead of you and you feel like a burden for any of them to take you through the raid or the strikes or stuff like that. So,
you know what's a real burden?
What?
Like just being on Twitter in this age.
What?
Okay, right. I got a thing. So you guys know who Ruby Rose is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm about to talk about?
Batwoman.
Yes, she was cast as Batwoman, and has subsequently quit Twitter because of the hate that she got. Because she is a gay woman playing a gay character, but apparently that's not enough for some fans. Apparently she's not gay enough, and she's not Jewish, as the character is, which means that she's wrong for the part, and everyone hates her.
You know what's so funny about that?
Nothing at all.
Because I know. The funny part about the whole thing was that I knew Batwoman for years, and I didn't know she was Jewish until like this week. I was like, and seeing all the talk about it, especially about everyone's like, oh, being Jewish is so key to her character. I was like, I didn't even know like until now.
So what do they want? Do they want like a female like Ben Stein? Is that what everyone wants basically? Like, what is everyone's...
No, what they want actually is that every Batman actor has to actually be an orphan and have to watch their kids, their parents be murdered in front of them.
Like, how hard would it be to cast someone that is, first of all, we'll do female casting that's gay, that's also Jewish. That has to be the smallest niche market of actresses in history.
Yeah, but not just
that, but the fact that you're also trying to look for a big name person to add some notoriety to whatever your project is.
Yeah. And also, at the end of the day, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yes, I remember. Oh, it doesn't matter! It's not real!
It doesn't matter.
It's acting.
This is a message for everyone who's ever thought about sending a tweet or an Instagram message to somebody like... have you never noticed that Daisy Ridley quit social media? Kelly Marie Tran, Ruby Rose, all these other people. It's like, you are ruining things. Just be nice to people. What's wrong with you? You racist people. Just...
Yeah. Well, for starters, we're the human race, so judging based off of history and current social media algorithms, things are likely to get only worse, if anything. So
all I'm
please look
saying
forward
is
to that.
things got worse around. Things started getting real bad around November 2016. Now something happened in America in November 2016. I can't remember what. But yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing will ever take away from the crime that was Andrew Garfield playing Spider-Man.
See, all right, hold
No,
on.
but he was just like
I only
the films were
half
bad. He
agree
was
with
good.
you, Nick.
The films were bad. He was good.
No. I only half agree with Nick on this one. I disagree, though. He was not good. He was specifically a good Spider-Man, but a terrible Peter Parker.
Yeah, fair.
By far. Like, he was just awful as Peter. Like, if you got to say one thing, if it comes down to a Tobey Maguire versus Andrew Garfield on Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire was a way better Peter.
Yes, agreed.
And Andrew Garfield was a better Spider-Man. He had quips. He was fun. He had character. But Tobey Maguire is a way better Peter Parker, and I think that Tom Holland's a good mix of both. And it's like, all right, good.
Love boy, love Tom. Represent.
Yeah. All right. Any other topics before we kind of wrap things up here?
Oh yeah, the Life is Strange 2 trailer.
Oh, now I really have to get my pillow and blanket. Damn it!
Oh, shut up. Life is Strange is great.
I always feel like Life is Strange is hella lame.
I will say, out of all the episodic games I've played only like 4 total, and I count one of them as Walking Dead Season 1, which I didn't finish because it was garbage.
What?
Walking Dead Season 1 was boring.
The Walking Dead Season 1 is so good. You never have to play any other Telltale game. Just play Walking Dead Season 1.
The only 2 good episodic games I have played, I'm not counting Hitman in there. The only 2 ones I've played that I actually genuinely liked was Wolf Among Us and Life is Strange. But Life is Strange was like I had played it at the right time, and I was in the right mood for it. And it's one of those things that it's got to hit you at that right moment. Otherwise, it's not going to work. at least for my demographic. So, yeah.
Yes. Anyway, for those who played the Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit, which is a prequel to Life is Strange 2, which is a free download, it was announced at E3 and launched at E3. This will take this Life is Strange 2 will focus on 2 brothers. I can't remember their names offhand. I want to say it's Max, but it's not because Max was the girl in the first one. And this is the boy who you see at the end of Captain Spirit, who has powers, we believe, sort of telekinesis.
Yeah.
But again, nothing's really been confirmed. And it is sort of neat that in this world of like unrelenting sequels and busyness, like from the Telltale releasing games all the time, there's only 8 episodes of Life is Strange in existence. That's the original series and Before the Storm. So there isn't that much of it.
And being honest, I haven't gotten a chance to play Before the Storm yet, although I do want to, because I played Life is Strange, and while I have some issues with it, I did enjoy it at the end of the day. I feel like I'm alone in this, where part of what I enjoyed about it was its secluded, quiet nature and the focus it gave, just to a handful of characters. I'm not really sure I'm feeling the idea of a Life is Strange universe, if that makes any sense at all. With a ton of different... Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. I'm not really in tune with the idea of lots of different people who all have different superpowers instead of it just being this one really specific thing. I don't know. We'll see. I could change my mind.
Unless it's actually in the X-Men universe.
Oh, God.
And it's just kids accessing their powers for the first time. Yeah, well.
Yeah.
I did not think you could make that game more terrible, but you just did.
Man, you don't like anything, do you?
No, I'm just here to be negative. That's why I'm here.
He doesn't like any of the indie things.
I like tons of indie things, just good indie things.
Ooh. All right, so we're gonna wrap things up here. Thanks you guys for coming in again. It's nice having the whole gang back together to kind of kick off season 4. I don't know what would it be, a multiverse show. But again, thank you guys for coming in. I know Mike gave out the code a little while ago. If you do get it in the chat, let us know. So, all right. So we're gonna wrap things up here. Do some of our outros. Fame, where can good people find you at?
Yo, make sure you guys hit me up on Twitter at FameENT2K. Make sure you guys check out the WXP podcast, which airs every other Wednesday here on this channel. And yeah, man, look out for an article from one of our newest writers and members of Tick Texas, Citizen Snips, aka Kevin. He will be doing our impressions for QuakeCon. The article should be dropping tonight or first thing in the morning. And yeah, thank you guys for rocking with us once again. Yeah, buddy.
All right. And Nick, where can people find you at?
Oh, people can find me at Twitter at Undead3XVI. You can find all my written work on TechGamesNetwork.com. Got a video preview coming out tomorrow morning, most likely, of a game that we've been playing. Can't talk about it yet, but it's pretty exciting. And yeah, you can find me on the Gaming Perspective podcast every Saturday at 8 p.m.-ish Eastern Time.
All right. And James?
The good people can find me on the tweets at James_S Wilson. You can also find me like just around. Just try and find me. It'd be good fun. If you find me and say this phrase, large timpanis improve orchestras, and I'll give you £10.
All right. And Mike?
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us again. It feels great to be back with the crew. As always, you can find me on pretty much everything at Mike P. The Truth.
All right. And Sam?
Hey, thank you guys and gals for all coming out and listening to us talk for a bit. It's been way too long since we did this. It was good to be back. You can find me on Twitter at Samuel Tolbert. That's Tolbert. And you can find everything I write on TickGamesNetwork.com. Good grief, we got a busy writing season coming ahead of us.
Sure do. All right, and I'm Anchorman VT. You guys know how to find me. Xbox, PlayStation, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. All the usual, all the same stuff. You guys can find me all there. Thank you guys for tuning in to Multiverse Show episode 101, the greatest show on Mondays, and we are out of here.